Social licence to operate is a key theme of this short INFACT talk. As a term, social licence to operate was first used in Canada in 1997 by Jim Cooney to describe the importance of social acceptability of mining. Over the last 30 years, social licence has gained international prominence as a term and is a key attribute of good international industry practice for many project investors. Most of the work in this area has focused on projects in Africa, South America, Oceania and North America, in particular Canada. And we are drawing on research across these 4 geographical continents to understand the importance of a social licence and how it can be applied in a European context. We asked 3 questions in this web talk. 1, how do our speakers define a social licence to operate? How important is the exploration phase in obtaining a social licence? And finally, what challenge can obtaining a social licence face?
Social licence means something, right? It's something that everyone is aware that they need. So I think the question is, does it have the same meaning to all those people? I don't think it does.
Exploration, we need to really acknowledge this and build the relationships of trust such that communities are empowered to have a say in shaping the strategies for the regional development that may involve mining.
The belief that if you build your relationships well early in the process, they become an asset.
To water, access to education, access to healthcare, it's how can they work as a good neighbour, as a corporate citizen, alongside the authorities, other organisations, the local communities, to have a strategic approach to these goals that's much more around regional development.
Trust, it gets eroded. It's so hard to earn and it's so easy to lose.
Issues would be very much to the fore, and that is the imagery surrounding mining as being dangerous, dirty, and yesterday's news, yesterday's industry. It's something that perhaps people feel that we shouldn't really be engaged in anymore.
I think that the brutish reputation that extractive industries have is not reflective of current practice.
I think the underlying cause is dissatisfaction with the current model of resource extraction, one that community stakeholders feel has failed to deliver long-term sustainable benefits for resource-rich communities and governments.
So the consequences of losing the social licence are potentially very large, and people have seen mines take a really big hit.
The notion of a social licence to operate raises a profile of the importance of social acceptance, but there is currently no legislative requirement across the EU. That said, many projects in Europe appear to fail as a result of a perceived loss of a social licence to operate. As a term, it's not easily defined and is currently the focus of a number of other Horizon 2020 research projects as well as INFACT. What is clear is that there needs to be trust, not only between the state and the project to facilitate sustainable institutions, between the project and civil society to enable economic development. There also needs to be trust between state institutions and civil society to enable accountable governance. Only when these 3 factors occur can social licence be achieved and resilience to withstand shocks, trends and other external factors be enabled.